Hi, I'm Dave from boinaband.com, and welcome to the final day of the 7th day song on Darkstep. Today, I'll be talking about mixing and mastering the song, then show you the final finished song with my vocals on top. Don't post your video responses to this video, post them to part 2 where the final song is. Okay, let's start with the mixing. Okay, you generally want to keep the bass and the beat the loudest, closely followed by the vocals if you have any, then everything else is as you'd like it. Just be careful with the higher pitched sound like this shh we've got here and the pad, for example. The sub bass, I generally keep a bit louder than the higher frequency bass sounds as well, because that really drives and gives the power from the low end there. I usually try and make the instrumentation sound well mixed first, then add in any vocals. I start by muting all the channels, then making each section an appropriate volume in relation to the rest of the tracks. So start with the beat. If we move it to a bit where we've got the heavier beat. There we go. Then you bring in the bass, and then take it up or down to taste. Maybe the sub next. And just go through, doing each one like that until everything fits nicely. You'll probably have done a lot of this while making the sounds themselves initially, just so you could have got an idea whether or not they fit into the mix. Another good technique I advocate in every 7-day song is that when you finish mixing, leave it for a day, then come back and listen again. If you mix all in one go, chances are your ears will be tired from working on the project, and probably from the bass as well. Waiting that day gives your ears and stomach a chance to relax so you can listen objectively and with a fresh perspective. Same goes for mastering too. So about that mastering, I'll just unmute all these things. And I'll start by right-clicking the mixer and creating an M-Class Mastering Suite combi. If we drag that up and hit Tab, you can see it's connected up to the aux slots here. And we want it connected from the master out, so if we remove these, master out from the mixer to the combi input, combi output into 1 and 2 on the hardware device there. So now it's connected up. And click the default mastering suite and set it to 8-band compression. If we have a look in it, we can see that it's created by a series of compressors and stereo images to emulate a multiband compressor, an awesome device that splits the signal into several frequency bands, then compresses each one, then brings them back together. The advantage of this over regular compression is, with a normal compression, if your bass end had a really loud kick, when you compress the whole track, it would duck down whenever that kick drum came in, giving that nasty squashed effect. With multiband compression, whenever that kick would come in, only the low-end frequency band that was affecting it would duck down, leaving the other frequency bands sounding natural and retaining their volume. And also, if you find you haven't got enough high-end, for example, you can just boost the high-end, bands 7 and 8 in this example, and leave the bass end. This really helps to increase the apparent volume of a song without messing with the actual volume. There is an important difference between these two terms. Two songs with the same actual volume can appear to be at different volumes depending on the frequency content within them. So by playing with EQing or multiband compression, you can make a track appear to be louder without actually being louder. Seriously useful. Okay, so what we're going to do is just turn the input gain right up to 100 and listen to the difference as we do that. As it gets louder, you can hear that it becomes a lot more even over the frequency spectrum, as well as getting louder in general. This is because it boosts the input gain on each band of frequencies, and since anything too loud is squashed down by the compressors, and anything too quiet is brought up in volume by the input gain, it just evens it out nicely, as I said. Now, we're just going to hide the devices again, and then create a maximizer. Just chuck that in there. Make sure it's linked up correctly. Yep. And just hit the 4 milliseconds look ahead there. Just to brick wall limit it so there's no clipping. Turn up the input gain a bit if you feel it needs it, but not too much or it'll make the track start ducking down in volume weirdly. And the last thing to mention, I've added some vocals to the final track. I discussed recording vocals in my hip-hop and bassline 7-day songs, so check them out if you're interested in adding some vocal hooks on top of the tune. Now, join me in part 2 to see the finished 7-day Darkstep drum and bass song.